What's up, family? Man, I want to have a real heart-to-heart with you guys. This is going to be, we going in today. You know what I mean? We're going to go in a little bit, Um, I was on the train a while back. And, man, I had this great epiphany, you know what I mean? And I was sitting there, it was a long day, and had my feet up. Train was empty, you know what I mean? Completely empty. And sitting there, and I had my eyes shut for a little bit. Had my headphones on and just trying to unwind, and open my eyes at a stop. And again, the train's empty, and there's maybe 3 other people on the train, and this young lady came on. She looked like she was white of some sort, not that that matters. And a little bit later, this heavyset young black girl came on, and she sat right where my feet was at, you know what I mean? She pushed my feet, you know what I mean, with her body. And I looked at it, and the first thing went through my mind was, what the fuck you doing, bitch? You know what I mean? It is what it is, you know what I mean? I'm real, you know what I mean? And I'm transparent. And that's the first thought went through my head, was like, what the fuck are you doing, bitch? You young ass little motherfucking rude, disrespectful ass, And the first thing went through my head is like, tell this bitch something, you know what I mean? She don't know who the fuck you is, what the fuck you capable of doing, and she's so fucking rude. Tell her about her ass. And then thought came to me, no, don't say shit to her, let it go. You know what I mean? Let it go. And it's like, and I'm struggling with this, I'm having this internal conversation within my head about how I should handle this situation. Do I tell this young lady something about herself, or do I just give her a pass? You know what I mean? She know that she moved my feet. She know that her body pushed my feet out the way. You know what I mean? It's like, how do you not know that? You know what I mean? How can you be so fucking rude and disrespectful? You know what I mean? We're going somewhere, stay with me. And so as I'm sitting there, thinking about this and having this conversation, I'm struggling, because I was like, man, how do I handle this? How do I handle this situation? Because part of me want to put this bitch in her place. You know what I mean? And the other part of me is like, just give her a pass. You know what I mean? And just tell her something. Don't do anything stupid. Just tell her something. You know what I mean? And so I'm struggling with this eternal, conflict. And so I'm sitting there, and I'm trying to figure out why I'm struggling with this. You know what I mean? And so my ego has me twisted up in this conflict, right? And so my ego is like, the first part of me is like, man, put this bitch in her fucking place. You sick and tired of these young motherfuckers thinking that they can do what the fuck they want to do. These young ass ignorant motherfuckers walking around like they fucking entitled, like the fuck they own the fucking world. You know what I mean? Put this bitch in her fucking place, because if you don't do it, somebody else is gonna fucking hurt her. And somebody else is gonna take flight on this bitch and hurt her real bad. You know what I mean? Because she gonna think that she could do it to somebody else, and they gonna get up and slap the dog shit out of her, or they gonna stomp her ass in the fucking ground. And so by you telling this bitch something, and this is the struggles I'm going through, by you telling this young lady something, man, you're gonna put her ass in check. You know what I mean? She'll think twice about doing it again. And so I'm having this struggle, this conflict, right? And so then I finally hear this voice, Elijah, stay in your fucking lane. Stay in your lane. And I'm like, what? Hold on, wait a minute. Because that sounds totally different from the first 2 voices. You know what I mean? And what am I saying? Man, the first voice is like, man, put this bitch in her fucking place. The second voice is like, man, you ain't got to be so mean. You know what I mean? Don't be mean. Don't, just give her a pass and just talk to her, right? But then this third voice is like, Elijah, what makes you think you're her teacher? Elijah, let it go. And so I'm struggling because I'm trying to figure this out, right? And so I'm like, what the fuck? Why am I hearing these voices? You know what I mean? Why am I hearing these conflicting voices? You know what I mean? And so then I could hear, and it sound like the voice of God, telling me, Elijah, calling my name. Every time I hear my name like that, I know it's God, right? And it's Elijah. And I'm struggling because I'm going at it, struggling between the first 2 voices. Like, yeah, I should just tell this bitch something. And the other one's like, man, nah, you ain't got to go hard, but just tell her something. Say something to her. You know what I mean? But then this third voice is like calming and peaceful. And it's like, Elijah, stay in your lane. Elijah, it ain't your job to be everybody's fucking teacher. Elijah, what makes you think that it's your job to tell her anything? Elijah, man, relax. Who's to say that she didn't come here to go through whatever hardships that she has to go through? You know that she's rude. You know that she's disrespectful. You know that. She doesn't understand how rude and how disrespectful she is. If she is to have a hard time in life, who's to say that she didn't come here for that? Who's to say that she didn't come here for the experience of somebody slapping the dog shit out of her or somebody stomping her into the ground? What makes you Captain Save-A-Ho to where you want to rescue everybody from their fucking karma? What makes you Captain Save-A-Ho to where you want to solve and save everybody from going through any hardships? You can't save people from going through hardships, Elijah. Stay in your fucking lane. And so I'm listening to this voice, and I'm like, but man, God, I don't want her to have to go through hardships. I don't want her to have to get hurt. I don't want somebody to put hands on this young lady, even though she's disrespectful, even though she's rude and blah, blah, blah. I don't want her to have to go through hell. And God is like, Elijah, look how you switched up. Look how easy your ego has you switching up. You go from ready to call her a bitch and go off on her to now you want to be Captain Save-A-Fucking-Ho, and you want to save her from getting hurt. You want to save her from catching hell. Elijah, who's to say that she didn't come here to catch that hell? Why are you trying to stop her from learning her lessons in life? And so as I'm sitting there and I'm thinking about that, it's like, oh shit. It's like, stay in your fucking lane. Stay in your lane, Elijah. And I'm sharing this, family, because so often those of us that have a compassionate spirit, those of us that are givers and healers and all these other things, we've gone through some traumatic things and we're trying to help others. Man, so often we get so fucking caught up because we get caught up in other people's bullshit. Because now we're trying to be Captain fucking Save-A-Ho. We're trying to be fucking Superman, Wonder Woman, rescue everybody. And that's not our fucking job. It's not our role to rescue the world. It's not our role to save humanity. Don't get the shit fucking twisted. So often we catch hell and we go through so much pain and suffering because we want to be healers, because we want to save the fucking world from the trauma and the pain and whoop-de-whoop. And it's like, that's his destiny. That's his purpose. It has to go through that. Who the fuck are you to think that you can stop that? Who the fuck are you to say that you're here to save somebody from going through that shit? No, you're not. You can say all you want to say to this young lady. It don't mean that she would have been receptive to it. It don't mean that you would have solved anything. It's not your fucking place to say anything unless Source, Universe, God, the Most High, tells you to. Let me say it again. Try to say it a little different. Where we get messed up at is we try to save the world and we're not in alignment. We get messed up because we're trying to do things outside of the will of God. We get messed up because we try to circumvent the process. We don't understand everybody's life cycle. We don't understand everybody's karma. We don't understand everybody's purpose. And so, but we think that, man, I want to help the world. I want to heal humanity. I want to fix everybody's problems. I want to come to everybody's rescue and all this other shit. And we get caught up in some drama. We get caught up in some bullshit and we catch hell because we're trying to do all this stuff that we were never intended to do in the first place. It was not your role. It's not your job. It is not your purpose to save all of fucking humanity. Learn your fucking role, stay in your fucking lane, and stay connected to God, Source, the Most High, Universe, whatever, and rescue those or save those, reach out to those who Source, Universe, the Most High, God, whatever, tells you to. And the problem is because we get disconnected from God, because we get disconnected from Source, we often think that, man, I'm doing a good thing. And just because you're doing a good thing doesn't mean that you're doing the right thing. I'm going to say again, just because you're doing a good thing, trying to help people, doesn't mean that you're doing the right thing. That's not, maybe that's not what needs to be done at this time. Maybe you're doing some stuff that you're not supposed to be doing. Even though it comes across as being good, it's not right. It's not in perfect alignment. You know what I mean? And so we have to grow the fuck up. And we have to understand that, man, when we're connected to God, when we're in alignment with God, when we're in alignment with Most High and our calling, our purpose, man, and those people that we reach out to, those are the people that we're supposed to reach out to. Those people that we get connected to, those are the people that we're supposed to get connected to, because that's in alignment. That's in the will of our purpose. Our problem is we disconnect from our purpose. We disconnect from God, Source, the Most High, and we're trying to connect with all these other people. We're trying to rescue and help all these other people. And that wasn't our purpose. That wasn't our and the plans for us. But because we think we know something, because we get in our fucking ego, and our ego has us twisted thinking, oh yeah, you're doing the right thing. Oh yeah, you're doing a good thing. But maybe that's not the right thing for that person. You know what I mean? Maybe that's not the right thing for you. And if the truth be told, many of us who've gone through so much hell, we can sit back now on life and think, damn, you know what? I tried to help so many people and they dogged me out. I've tried to be there for so many people. I tried to help and whoop-de-whoop, and all these people fucked me over, blah, 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 blah. And the whole time, Source, the Most High Universe, is trying to get you to understand you were doing good things, but you were doing the wrong things. You know what I mean? You weren't in alignment. You weren't in alignment with your greatest purpose. You weren't in alignment with God, Source, the Most High. And that's why you got dogged out the way you did, because you were never intended to do that. And so now you're having to learn. You got all caught up on this beautiful black butterfly. Now you're having to learn how to hear the voice of God. Now you're having to learn how to hear the voice of the Most High, Source, Universe, whatever you want to call it. You're having to hear that voice and learn that voice so that you can learn to differentiate between your ego and the voice of God, between your ego and the voice of the Most High and Source, Universe, whatever you want to call it. You know what I mean? So that you'll know, hey, my ego's telling me to do this. Yeah, I'm not doing that. My ego's trying to lead me down this path. Yeah, I'm not doing that. You know what I mean? Let me stay connected to God. Let me stay in alignment with God. You know what I mean? That's where my power lies. That's where my purpose is. You know what I mean? My power lies only in my alignment. As long as I am in alignment with God, Source, the Most High, it's all good. As soon as I get out of alignment, man, shit go wild. You know what I mean? Shit go crazy. Why? Because I was never meant to get out of alignment. It's to show me, hey, Elijah, you doing this shit on your own. Hey, Elijah, you doing this shit out of your fucking ego. Hey, Elijah, you doing this shit out of your issues, your unresolved issues. Elijah, get back in connection with me. Elijah, get back in connection with Source, the Most High, God. You know what I mean? Man, and so, family, we have to grow up. We have to understand the difference between our ego and God. You know what I mean? And again, your ego will tell you different things. Your ego will tell you do some wild out shit. Your ego will also tell you to do some good shit. You know what I mean? It'll tell you to do some good shit. But just because it's telling you to do good shit doesn't mean that it's right. Just because it's telling you to do good shit doesn't mean that it's your fucking friend. Your ego is never your friend. Your ego always wants you to stay disconnected from God. And so it'll come across as being good. It'll come across as being righteous. It'll come across as being pious. You know what I mean? As a humanitarian. And that's not it. You know what I mean? That's not it. Man, my hope and prayer is that, man, I've said something on this video that's kind of helped you or kind of opened your eyes and given you a different perspective. You know, man, we got to get our shit right. You know what I mean? We have to get our shit right. And so often, you know, so many of us that are on this spiritual journey, you know, we think we know so much, you know, because we've been doing this 10, 15, 20, 30 years. You know, we've been on this path. You know, we think we got this shit figured out, you know, and man, every day is another day. Every day is another day for another lesson, you know, to go deeper in your walk, to go higher in your walk. You know what I mean? To go deeper spiritually, to go deeper emotionally. You know, man, don't get so caught up on what you think you know that you stop learning. Don't get so caught up in what you think you know that, man, you stop growing. You know what I mean? Always remain a student. You're always a student. You know what I mean? The more I learn, the more I realize I don't know. The more I learn, the more I realize I have to learn. You know what I mean? Man, everyone's my teacher. Everything is my teacher. I can learn something from anyone. I can learn something from everything. Don't get so self-righteous. Don't get so fucking arrogant and narcissistic that you stop thinking you can learn from anybody. I don't give a fuck whether they're racist. I don't give a fuck whether they're a dope addict, a criminal, whatever. You know what I mean? You can learn something from everyone. I love you guys. Happy healing. Peace.